All right, so because you got that last video to 25 likes, I am going to give you guys a little bit of combo tutorial and just kind of show you generally how the deck kind of rolls, how it functions. It is a Yubel Neos or Yubel Jaden build. It kind of plays, trying to think of how to explain it. It kind of plays like you have two engines and your engines mix pretty well, but sometimes they can brick. So it almost kind of reminds me of like Galaxy Photon somewhat, but I feel like, oh shit, I feel like Galaxy Photon can mix a little bit better than this because just the way that the cards are like worded and stuff. But all right, so basically, I don't know if we really want to go first or second. I mean, I feel like you kind of just want to see what your opponent sets up. So we're gonna pretend like we're going first. So we see Blazeman, we see E-Call, we see Rhoda, we see Spirit, and we see Crosskeeper. So we're not playing a lot of the Neospatian pieces, so we pretty much want to just try to set up Shining Neo Swingman, and then you can also kind of have him backed up by, I mean, you could get out Neos Kluger, you could get out the Arm Neos. Really, I mean, it's really your choice, just with just seeing what we have here. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off with going for E-Call, and that's gonna get me my Spirit. After I get out Spirit of Neos, I'm gonna go Crosskeeper to get him out, and then I'm gonna use his ability to search. We are going to search for the Ian Engage. So I acknowledge that I drew Blazeman, but I feel like just having access to Engage is so much better. I'm going to go Rhoda, and that's going to get me the Shadow Mist. I'm going to go ahead and go Engage with Mist. That's going to get me a special summon. I do have to send the Aqua Dolphin. Where's he at? So I'm going to send the Aqua Dolphin off the Engage. And then I'm actually going to special out the OG Neos. After I do that, Ian's going to resolve and grab me Poly. And then Shadow Mist is going to resolve and grab me, we'll say Liquid. I mean, you could go, you know what, since I didn't normal yet, I'm going to go Summon Stratos and then search Liquid. Just so that way we have that. So I'm going to normal Summon Stratos and then search Liquid that way. Now, after we do that, I'm going to go ahead and Poly with the Neos and the Liquid. And that's going to get us out into the Infernal Rage. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, that's going to draw us 2, and then just, oh man, I'm just thinking now, if I wouldn't have summoned Stratos. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna undo that, I'm gonna not summon Stratos, and then search Liquid off of my Shadow Mist. So I'm not summoning, just because I just saw the Samsara, I'm like, oh, I want to show you guys what happens when you use that as your normal. So, okay, so I'm going to go Infernal Rage. That's going to get me favorite contact. And then I'm going to go ahead and pitch him and go Sunrise. Sunrise, go Miracle. After I do that, since I didn't normal summon, I'm going to normal out the Samsara. Samsara is going to tribute itself out to get the Spirit of Yubel. I'm actually going to take the one from deck, not the one from hand. I actually don't think you can. It has to be from deck. Yeah, it's from deck. So then Spirit of Yubel is going to get me to my Nightmare Pain. I'm going to activate the Nightmare Pain and then target and destroy the Spirit of Yubel. It's going to get me a search off of Nightmare Pain, which is the trap. I'm going to get the Eternal Favorite, and then Spirit of Yubel is going to summon out the OG Yubel. So, I talked about playing Neos Wiseman in my other video. Actually, with what I have right now, you could go Miracle Fusion and summon him out. And then if you were to get destroyed, you could just summon out the Neos Wiseman. Unfortunately, I do not play him, but you can if you want to. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to burn the Miracle Fusion. Let me just see what I can go for. I mean, I might even just do that, or we can go Wake Up. I'm going to go, actually, yeah, I'm going to go the Wake Up route, okay? Because here's what we're going to do. We're going to take Infernal Rage, and I'm going to take Neos, and yeah, we'll do like Shadow Mist and maybe Aqua Dolphin. And you know what? We'll go Liquid Soldier. So that way I'm getting out something that's 4,000. It'll be a 4,000 beat stick. So after I get him out, I'm going to go ahead and use Crosskeeper Effect Engrave to banish him. And then I get to draw 2 and then place 1 in my deck. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set the Eternal Favorite and the Favorite Contact. So we went first. So here's what we're looking at. We're looking at having Sunrise on board, Wake Up, Yubel, and then Spirit of Neos. So here's the deal. If my opponent has a monster in attack position, they have to attack the Yubel. And that can create some pretty crazy interactions where your opponent pretty much is going to sit there and really not know what to do. We can then go for the Eternal Favorite and then poly their whole board. Now, let me explain to you how this card works, because I've had a lot of people activate this incorrectly. So once per turn, you can activate one of these effects. So you have to actually flip this card face up before you activate the fusion effect, okay? You have to flip it up before you do that, because if you don't, you're only able to activate the special summon effect. Because it says if you control Yubel, discard this face up card, because you do not control, this card is not face up yet until it's flipped up. So once you flip this up, then you can respond to something. Like let's say for example, my opponent activates, I don't know, Lightning Storm. Okay, so then I flip this up and I go, oh, okay, I'm going to do that and discard. Like, no, this has to be face up. So, okay, so we have that option. So we could go for that. We could go for Favorite Contact. I just realized in my hand we had Instant Contact, so I could have gotten out into something else. You know, whatever. But let's say, for example, we go Favorite Contact, and then we'll put Neos back into my deck, Infernal Rage back into my deck, and then we're going to get out into a Shining Neos Wingman. But bam, and then let's say if my opponent still has something they can do. I mean, remember, we have the Wake Up. So what we can do is if Wake Up gets destroyed, we can summon another Spirit, and then we can get to a Neos Fusion, and then that could be another combo play where we go out into Armed Dragon next turn. So let's say, for example, my opponent destroys, okay, let's say they destroy Wake Up. Wake Up's going to activate, getting out my second copy of Spirit, and then Spirit will search my copy of Neos Fusion. And then let's say we fire off the Eternal Favorite, pitching the Blaze Man, doing Yubel plus all my opponent's monsters, gets out into that. So we have to, we discard a card and then send that. They're forced to attack it. If they survive all of that, we then draw. I would then go for the Neos Fusion, fire that off, sending Neos and the Armed Dragon, making a copy of Armed Neos, and then really have to kind of just evaluate your opponent's board and see, like, oh, if I activate this and pop everything, do I win? If I do, cool. If not, I have the Yubel Loving Defender, so I can, like, attack with the Armed Neos, or, sorry, activate Armed Neos' effect, and anything it doesn't clear, you can just clear it with that. So, I mean, this deck is pretty fun. I am thinking about the Nightmare Throne, but I don't know if this deck would be able to accompany 3 Nightmare Throne terraforming, and I was actually thinking about cutting Nightmare Pain to 1, because then a lot of people will see that eventually. Nightmare Throne is kind of what you want to get into. I look at it, obviously, at the beginning of, like, the Yubel stuff, that was looked at as a combo starter. And now I definitely think that that card is a combo piece. So, like, you don't want to really see it in your opening hand because you'd rather go Nightmare Throne or open up Samsara, or, you know what I mean? Like, because if you burn the search off of that, you don't get the card that you need. So we're actually going to play this next hand. Just go second and see how we do. So I'd like to, I think that getting out all these boss monsters turn 1 is pretty solid. All right, let's take a look here. Oh, wow. Like, let's go. Oh, wow. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's take a shot in the dark and say my opponent has something to negate my Dark Ruler no more. You just go Dark Ruler, and then my opponent goes negate. I'm just like, oh, sorry, feels bad, man. Second one. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go Hero Lives. So we are going to be focusing on OTKing our opponent. So we're going to Hero Lives. I mean, you could go Bladesman. Trying to think. Yeah, I mean, okay. So yeah, I'm going to say we just get out into the Bladesman. Now, because we're only playing 1 poly, this is going to seem a little bit awkward. So I'm going to normal the Stratos. The Stratos is going to search for my Shadow. Actually, not Bladesman. I'm going to get out into Liquid Soldier, and you'll see why here in a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and... Sorry, sometimes I feel like I just like play and then I'm like, there was a better play. Which, I mean, just don't do that IRL. Always think before you play. But all right, so I'm going to go Poly between Mist and Soldier. And that's going to go ahead and get us out into the... Actually, I think Sunrise might be the best move here. Because I'll end up getting, yeah, Sunrise I think is the best move here. So I'm going to go Sunrise, and then I'm actually going to go Chain Link 1, 2, 3. And then Engage is going to resolve, getting us back that Poly. Wait, no, I didn't do Engage yet. Never mind. Because I fused. Yeah, sorry, it was a long day. Okay, so let me reiterate. Chain Link 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to draw 2. See what they are. Okay, that's hella ironic. I'm actually going to go ahead and pitch the Crosskeeper. I'm going to then get a search off of Shadow Mist. I'm going to search for... I guess really it doesn't matter because I'm going to be pitching it off of Engage. So I'm just going to do like Bladesman or something. And then we don't get the Sunrise because we actually scooped up that Miracle. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to Engage, pitching Bladesman and Engage and a Aqua Dolphin from deck. And that's going to get us out into a Spirit of Neos. And then that's going to recover us back the Poly. And then we're going to get a Spirit of Neos. So remember, we are playing this OTK style. Oh, my bad. I was kicking the shit out of my camera. We're going to do this OTK style. So you do want to see the Neos fusion here for this particular combo. So let's see here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to make Wake Up. And then we're going to go ahead and make the armed... Yeah. We're going to make the armed Neos. So... Actually, let me see here. What do I need to do for that? Okay. So we're actually not going to go for Shining Neo Swingman for this. So we're going to go Miracle. We're going to go Stratos, Sunrise. You could do Spirit. Don't matter. You could do all those guys. And then just everybody but Crosskeeper, because when you get him out, you're going to activate the Crosskeeper. So this will be, what, it gets 300, 6, 9, 12, 15... Would that be like 20? I think it would be 21. That'd be 2100. Boosted by 2100 off this Wake Up. And then we shoot for the Neos Fusion. Or I lied. You got to go for Crosskeeper real quick. Crosskeeper's going to activate. Give you a draw. Okay. I'd put the Hero List back. And I'd actually go E-Call. And just quickly grab that Spirit of Neos. Just that way you have it. Then for the Neos Fusion, we are going to be doing the OG Neos plus the Armed Dragon. After we do that, that's going to get us out into our Armed Neos. So you really have your two options on summon. Since everything is negated, you can wipe your opponent's board and then just go push for game, because I believe you would have enough. He's boosted by 2100. So just trying to think. Yeah, that would probably be enough, because that would be what, 2100 plus that would be what, 46, I think, and you would need 45 for game. So yeah, you would activate Arm Neos, destroy everything, and then just go 1 and 2, and that's game. And then you do have a follow-up, so you have next turn, obviously, if he gets destroyed, you can summon something out. If not, you have the Spirited Neos as a backup. But I like this deck. I don't think it's the most competitive, but I am actually looking into Sacred Beast Yubel. I honestly think that Sacred Beast Yubel might be the way. That might be the best thing to run Yubel in, because I was playing somebody yesterday, and their name was Marcel, which is the dude, which was the GX character that actually played the Sacred Beast while possessed by Yubel. And I'm like, yo, wait a minute, this is like thematically correct and it's good? That's dope. So I started kind of tooling around with that, and I really like that deck. I mean, I like the Yubel engine too in Hero, because I mean it's Jaden's card, but I think that the best thing to play it in might be Sacred Beast, because they really synergize well, because everything is a 0 attack fiend, and you can just, there's so much surge and synergy between both of them that I think that might be the way that I play it going forward. That's why I haven't bought the Nightmare Throne yet, because I didn't think I was going to fit it into this deck, but now I think that I might just take the Yubel pieces and put them in another deck. So guys, this is Cypher Slacker. Like, comment, subscribe. Out.